Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. My name is Roy Piovizana, and I'm the president of the Institute of Italian Studies at Lincoln University. This is a very special occasion for the Institute because we are publishing, for the first time, an Italian poet's work in English. And this work, we hope, will be available to all individuals who would like to read it in English throughout North America. So it's a very, very special occasion. And I would like to welcome all of you here this evening. We have a interesting situation because we also have an audience in Lamezia, in Calabria, in southern Italy, as well as here. And you'll be seeing some of these individuals in a moment. As you know, I'm not certain what time it is there now.
6 hours, 1:30.
It's about 1:30 there, so it's buongiorno there and buonasera here. Before we begin, I'd like to again outline the purpose of the Institute of Italian Studies for all of you who perhaps haven't been to one of our speaker series or book launches. The purpose of the Institute of Italian Studies is that it endeavors to promote the appreciation and study of the Italian language, culture, and Italian-Canadian history. And what better way to do that, of course, is through a publication such as this by Italian poet Pasqualino Bongiovanni. And the second thing I'd like to do, because it's a pleasure to sit around the table on a monthly basis with these individuals, is to introduce the members of the board of directors that are here this evening. And I'd like to start with Richard Bazette, and he is there. He is our secretary-treasurer and our legal counsel. Very generous man indeed. We also have John Potestio, who is here, and Alderman Joe Vidrano, Saverio Micro, Angela Maltesi, and Rosanne Tramontini, and you'll be hearing more from Rosanne in a moment. We would like to make some connections. I don't know if we have this connection at the moment, so that we can speak to Giuseppe Vallella. Is that possible now?
I'm not sure if they're having some problems or not, but I've been trying to connect with them for a while now, it seems to be disconnected.
So perhaps we can go on with my introduction
Yes.
to Pasqualino. Pasqualino, some will have to translate for me because he doesn't really understand English all that much, but I'd like to introduce him to you. He's a remarkable young man. We've had some opportunity to spend some time with Pasqualino. He was born in 1971 in Lamezia Terme in the region of Calabria in Italy. And he's an accomplished guitarist, classical guitarist. And when we were negotiating with him to come to Canada, we were asking him if he would fulfill both roles, both as a poet and as a very fine musician. He declined the latter, and I can understand that being a musician myself, but we hope at some point he might relent and perform for us as well. He teaches Italian and classical guitar in Lamezia, and he received a degree in humanities from the University of Rome or La Sapienza. And as a poet, he published his first work in Rome, which is this book here, To the South of Things, in Rome in 2006. This was followed by a Spanish edition in 2012, and this was launched in Buenos Aires in Argentina. Now you can see just by mentioning these simple facts that this Pasqualino is not writing for financial gain. To travel to Argentina, to Buenos Aires to launch his book, to travel to Thunder Bay, Canada to launch the English edition, and to do this at great expense to himself, is a young man who's devoted to his craft or his art, which is poetry. So I think that's the most important thing I want to say about him. He has an incredible sense of discipline, and it's not surprising that he approaches all that he does with remarkable seriousness and humility. So we would like at some point to have Giuseppe Villela, who was the translator of the poetry, and I must say it's a first-class translation. Reading the Italian and the English together is quite an advantage, and I don't see him on the screen yet. But maybe I can explain how this is going to flow. We're going to have Pasqualino read several poems in Italian. At the end of each poem, Rosanne Rambaldini will read the English text, and I think we'll read three poems and have a bit of an interlude, in which John Potestio will say a few words by way of introduction to this book of poetry. And then we will have another 3 poems read in the same manner. And if you would like to ask questions of Pasqualino, feel free to ask them in either Italian or English. If they're in English, Rosanne will translate for you to Pasqualino so that he can give a response, and she will give you his response as well. So that is how the evening is going to proceed, and although this technology is a marvel, it also has its difficulty. I'm not trained as a CBC announcer. I cannot just continue to talk and use up all this time. So I'm wondering if it would be possible to begin the readings, and when Giuseppe Villela comes on the screen, we could take a little break and have him say a few words. Is that acceptable? So, at this point, I would like to ask Pasqualino Bongiovanni to come forward to begin the process. He will say a few words by way of introduction, and then read some of his poems. And maybe Rosanne could take the microphone. Pasqualino.
Grazie. Thank you. Intanto vorrei ringraziare Eroi Piovesana e insieme a lui tutto l'Istituto degli Studi Italiani qui a Thunder Bay, perché
devo tradurre
sì,
in inglese.
ok,
Piano piano.
sì.
As he goes forward, I will translate in English for those who don't understand Italian. Basically, he's, when I switched my train of thought, he's happy to be here and continue poi the
Sì, continuo. Intanto ecco, sono molto felice di essere qui in Canada e ovviamente per questa bellissima e splendida occasione devo ringraziare l'Istituto degli Studi Italiani all'Ekid University che ha voluto pubblicare questo libro al quale abbiamo lavorato per tanto tempo, quindi c'è tanto lavoro dietro.
Give me a chance to catch up. He wants to thank the Institute of Italian Studies for all the work they have done on this book. I'm basically happy to be here. And I'm going to summarize because I can't translate word by word, and some of you understand both languages, so it wouldn't be fair to you. So go ahead. Vai avanti.
Per me è una gioia doppia, è una gioia ancora più grande essere qui in Canada, perché a differenza dell'Argentina, dove non avevo parenti, qui c'è un pezzo importante della storia della mia famiglia.
It's a double pleasure being here because in Argentina I didn't know anyone, but here I have many relatives and friends that so it makes the whole experience a lot better.
Il titolo di questo libro, intanto colgo l'occasione per ringraziare tutti gli amici che alla Lamezia e dalla Lamezia Terme ci stanno seguendo in live streaming, hanno avuto la pazienza di aspettare. Noi ci siamo collegati qualche ora fa, c'è stato il sindaco che ci ha salutato,
Okay,
ha salutato.
a chance to catch up. Basically, we're saying that we were in contact with Lamezia and now we lost the connection. They're trying to get back to us. But they had like 75 people and the mayor was there bringing his regards, and hopefully they can send a little video that we can play after and we'll put it on the internet. But we're already in contact with Lamezia and hope we can connect again.
Sì, perché ci sono tante persone che hanno lavorato lì, è tarda notte, e ci sono tante persone che hanno lavorato per realizzare questo evento in collegamento con l'Italia.
It's a late night there and there was a big effort on the other side to also make that event happen and connect with here.
C'è da ringraziare la città di Lamezia Terme, che ovviamente sta ospitando il collegamento in uno dei posti più belli della città, nel chiostro di San Domenico.
And the city of Lamezia also got involved and they're hosting the event in a convent. There is now a museum, archaeological museum. So it was a very nice setting and we're hoping to reconnect and show you that.
Poi c'è da ringraziare il sistema bibliotecario lametino, che ha avuto un ruolo fondamentale nella realizzazione di questo evento a Lamezia.
It's a museum and also a library. So the regional library also got involved to make it happen to stay open late. So I just want to he's thanking everybody because they're also watching this from the other side. So it's not just here. The audience is also in Lamezia and actually internationally, anyone that can follow the live streaming on their internet.
E poi c'è un'associazione culturale che alla Lamezia Terme proietta dei film in lingua originale. L'associazione si chiama Una e anche questa associazione ha contribuito a realizzare questo evento. Quindi ecco, vorrei intanto ringraziare la città, il sistema bibliotecario, l'associazione Una e poi tutte le singole persone che sarebbe impossibile adesso nominarli tutti, però sono tutti amici che veramente con tanto affetto hanno contribuito a realizzare questo collegamento e questo evento alla Lamezia.
It was a major effort to make this happen, so he wants to thank everybody across the board that participated in making this happen.
E primo fra tutti ovviamente Giuseppe Villela, che è il traduttore di questo libro, e quindi è grazie anche al suo lavoro che oggi qui in Canada potrete leggere queste poesie anche in lingua inglese.
Our contact on the other side, the gentleman that you saw before, we lost the connection, is Giuseppe Villela, who was the translator for the book. Without his efforts, the book wouldn't have happened.
Sì, il titolo di questo libro è A sud delle cose. E dovrei spiegare perché questo titolo e che cosa significa per me a sud delle cose.
I would like to explain what the meaning of the sud to the south of things really is.
Io vengo da una delle regioni più povere della storia d'Italia, con problemi di disoccupazione, grandi problemi di emigrazione.
I will speak in the first person as if he was translating. So, I speak from a history of immigration in the southern of Italy. That's basically the fundamental message.
E il Sud Italia è uno dei tanti sud del mondo, delle tante regioni del mondo sottosviluppate che hanno dovuto affrontare questo problema e spesso la soluzione ha coinciso con l'emigrazione.
Southern Italy is similar to many other southern areas of the world that have to confront these issues of immigration. And I'm summarizing, I can't translate word by word unless he makes it really short.
Io ho sempre creduto che i problemi fossero legati ad una questione di latitudine, cioè pensavo che andando al nord, perché io stesso sono emigrato e sono andato al nord Italia per lavorare, pensavo che i problemi finissero cambiando latitudine.
Okay. I thought that by changing the latitude of the country where you live, the problem would change, but it's not that simple.
In realtà ho scoperto tristemente che i problemi non finiscono al cambio di latitudine, ma i problemi rimangono, cioè cosa voglio dire? Voglio dire che c'è sempre qualcuno o qualcosa che vive in una condizione di subalternità, in una condizione di difficoltà.
There's always someone that lives in a difficult condition regardless of your geographical location, and that's due to, I believe, social problems.
Allora, a sud delle cose è un invito a cambiare prospettiva, a cambiare.
The south of things then is a change to change perspective.
È un invito a cambiare il modo di guardare le cose.
It's an invitation to look at things differently.
Perché c'è sempre, in qualunque cosa, c'è sempre una parte più malinconica, una parte più svantaggiata, una parte più dolorosa, se vogliamo, una parte più sfortunata, no? E che proprio per questo motivo merita attenzione, proprio per questo motivo merita di essere presa seriamente in considerazione.
In every circumstances, there will always be a different side of things that requires special attention and effort.
Quindi il sud delle cose diventa il sud di un quartiere, il sud di una città, il sud di una nazione.
So the south of things can be south of an area of a town, of a city or a country.
Ma diventa anche una condizione dell'anima, un modo di porsi di fronte a tutto il mondo che ci circonda.
It's also a way to confront the world and all the issues that surround us.
E allora adesso leggo per voi la poesia che porta il titolo A sud delle cose e che dà il titolo all'intera raccolta.
He's going to start reading, Rosanne Rambaldini will do the